What we've learned so far this weekend is we don't know anything about the Big 12. BYU nearly lost to Oklahoma State last night. Cincinnati beat Arizona State, so there is hope for just about everybody, Colorado and Arizona included, here in Tucson this afternoon. Jason Benetti, Brock Huard, Allison Williams along with you. And look, there's that old America song, In the Desert, You Can Remember Your Name. Both of these teams are trying to remember what they are.
Yeah, and then this just feels like a crossroads game. And you point back to 1 year ago, these teams had the exact same record. Arizona was 3-3 and took off. Colorado was 4-2 and unfortunately derailed. And in talking to both head coaches yesterday, I feel like a totally different situation. Deion saying last year we hope to win. This year we expect to win. Coach Brennan saying, I don't know who we are. We are still trying to figure ourselves out. But these 60 minutes for homecoming will go a long way in determining that.
So hope or expect. Do we hope or expect that Travis Hunter's going to play and maybe chase around Teteroa McMillan a little bit? What do we think?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's good,
yes.
Yeah.
We sure hope so, as the Wildcats come storming out of the field. I hope so, right? Because these quarterbacks are, no question, the engines for these offenses. But these two dynamic players, Travis Hunter for Colorado, Teteroa McMillan for Arizona, they're the fuel. They're the gas that makes it go. Travis is special. Right? Nobody in the history of the game is playing both ways as he has and is doing it as dynamically as he is. Hope to see him play because we want to see him match up against a 6'5", 215-pound touchdown maker and difference maker. The pros are here. 17 scouts, 12 organizations. They know the talents of those two young men.
We'll get an update on Travis Hunter after the break from Allison Williams, who watched warm-ups. And for now, we'll take it a break with our game countdown, sponsored by Progressive, as the Colorado Buffaloes are set to take on the Arizona Wildcats. Kickoff is coming up next. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. A spectacular day, just under 70 degrees. There was a little rain earlier on, but the sky is blue, as you see, and it is homecoming here in Tucson. And for more on the situation with Travis Hunter and everything surrounding that, here's Allison.
Yeah, JB, I watched him throughout warm-ups. There was nothing out of the ordinary for the two-way star for Colorado. He fully participated, so there's nothing to indicate that he won't be able to go and be a full go in this game. Of course, Deion Sanders very clear that this is the moment that can really set the tone for the second half of the season. He was very blunt, very direct with his guys this week, especially his seniors. He told them, you better prepare for a rude awakening. Life is going to hit you in the face. Some of y'all need to get a lot more serious about your careers and your life and what happened next. He told them, you have 6 weeks to put it all out there. If you don't, where's your life going? Because the moving truck is coming. Where is it headed? He said, I shouldn't have to tell them to hustle. I can't coach desire. That's on them. This thing is coming to an end. You don't want to leave here wishing you did more.
I've never thought more that I want to play for Allison Williams on her team after that read of what Deion said. He said to us, he goes, look, U-Haul's going to cost you $1,000 to $3,000. Where's it going, though? Where's it going to take you? And I don't know. We'll see which team finds its way through this crossroads.
Well, I just kind of like the reflection in his sunglasses right there.
Here we go. Arizona, Colorado. Meeting in the Big 12. And it's an onside kick to open the ball game. And let's see who comes out with this football. It is going to be Colorado football. The Buffaloes are on top of it.
Wow.
It's Brandon Hood for the Buffs.
Yeah, this is pretty close. And we talked last night in our production meeting after our meeting with Arizona, and I said, gosh, I think there's times that coaches can help their teams if they're tight. This is one way to do it, to be ultra and extra aggressive, trying to go for the onside kick, and it is awfully, awfully close. Colorado corrals it, but I love that. From a mindset standpoint, we're coming out to be aggressive and coming out to play.
Jackson Holman was there. He had to let it travel, and he waited a little bit long for Arizona. So now Shedeur Sanders, who has put this team on his back. We'll see what he has in terms of wide receivers. They've had a bunch of injuries at that position, and they're hoping to be able to run the ball a little bit more today. That's Augustive, the sophomore tailback, for no gain on first down. They ran for negative yards, including sack yards last week, but 72%, Brock.
Off the charts. Off the charts. He takes great care of the football. You would love to mix the run game. They did it last time they were on the road down at UCF, but that run, not a good early indicator.
Travis Hunter out there for the first play, and that is very good news for Colorado and his Heisman candidacy. Down he goes, Shedeur Sanders. Nobody's been sacked more than him the last couple years, and Trey Smith got there.
Yeah, this is a matchup they're going to put all day long. They're going to put Trey Smith over here on Phillip Houston, the right tackle, because they feel like he can get home, and he drives right through the body of Houston, right into the quarterback. He will move all over the defensive line, and Shedeur, come on now. Okay, a run for nothing, a guy right in my face. Give me some help.
4 sacks a game they're allowing of Shedeur Sanders, one on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 15. He's going to reach back and launch it downfield inside the 10. LeJounte Wester gain of 46. He got it all back.
Wow. Did he ever get right on the toes of that safety in a hurry? You're going to see him right in the middle, right down the hash. He gets right on top of the secondary. Genesis Smith, the nickel there. He runs right by him.
1st and goal. Sanders leaning in. They're going to say he's down at the half-yard line. He thought he was in. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
That was going to be really close as they take a look at it. Doesn't do a ton of this. He does not pull the ball out and run it himself.
Ooh. What do you think?
I think replay is going to probably have to take a good peek at this one. It's going to be that left hip.
Tough to tell. They're just going to run a play, 2nd and goal. Augustive got shoved in by Sanders. Let's see if he's there. Yes, touchdown. Shedeur said, "You take it."
Yeah. It was the right-hand push. You're going to see it right on that backside because there's some chaos coming off the edge. But Shedeur does give his buddy, who's making his first start, a little shove, and that may have been just enough.
Looks like Sam Hart is the injured party for Colorado.
That's the danger of an onside kick against an explosive offense like this, right? You stop the run, you get him to 3rd and 15. But unfortunately, the arm of Shedeur, the legs of Augustive. I'm sure Deion's saying, like, good, go ahead, onside kick a little bit more. Make us drive at 50 yards because we can do it in a hurry.
Well, here's what he loves about that. For Coach Prime, he says, look, we gave away so many points early in our 2 losses. We have been chasing in our losses this year. So Arizona sort of unwittingly just plattered this for what Colorado's been looking at in its losses. Sanders gets sacked and 3rd and long, and that's why he's special, Brock.
He can erase it, and he's got playmakers on the perimeter that can run against a battered Arizona secondary. And a little shove.
Just like the music said, let's go.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go.
Okay.
Whoops. I'll pay for those.
Here you go, Danny.
Time to get these smells home. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above. Ah, that's good sizzle.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. That was the signature play of last year's game, but it was a field goal that won it for Arizona, and special teams coming into view very quickly here today. Arizona's won 9 of the last 12, but they tried to spring the trap early on.
Yep.
It worked out for Colorado. Do you like the decision by Brent?
And I think part of it, we didn't really get to it, was how battered and hammered the back end of Arizona's defense is in that secondary. So I think some of it is they know, man, it's going to be a hard time to try to contain through the air, so might as well take a risk.
They will touch the football for the first time. Jack Luttrell on the return, and he will get to about the 29-yard line. For Noah Fifita, who was outstanding last year, taking over the job from DeLaura, the turnovers have been really the issue this year.
Yeah, just trying too hard. And it just kind of shows up everywhere on the tape. The 9 interceptions, the fumble a week ago, 4 of them. And he knew it. He took total responsibility for it. Jason, it's a little different when you're the one chasing. When you were the backup that got thrown in there on a veteran with a veteran group and just excelled versus, hey, man, feeling like I've got to carry all the weight.
You can sense that as a quarterback.
You can. And he's just got to calm down, simplify, and play loose.
He's got Quali Conley, the tailback, next to him. A little bit of a high snap, and Conley on the run on first down, and he was smushed after no gain. So this Arizona offense, the line is anchored by Baker in the middle, but Savanaya is key on the right side.
Yeah, he's an absolute stud. He's another NFL guy after this year, or who knows. They call him Big Jonah for a reason. Sam Olsen is in. Kean Burnett, the stud tight end, does not look like he's going to be able to go today.
Yeah, that's 16 catches in 6 games. Burnett, who went to high school with Fifita. There's pressure. He gets drilled from behind, and the ball goes spinning out toward the sideline. They'll say it's incomplete. There's Shiloh Sanders. You talk about a chip on his shoulder from last week.
Think he's taking out some frustration right here. He comes totally free. The protection's got to go inside out. That's how you teach protection. So a good overload blitz there by Livingston, and he gets right to that back, right between the scapulas of the quarterback to knock it loose.
Shiloh Sanders' father, the head coach, said, I'm not worried about him. I know how he gets motivated. I feel like he's going to have a game this week. Third down, Fifita feels the pressure again, steps up and gets wrangled.
Well, this has been the challenge on the other side. Both these quarterbacks been hit a lot, but you're going to see the stunt come around here, picking up the game. You see the overload on second down for the hit. You see the stunt up front for the sack. And while he's not been sacked, Fifita, nearly as much as Shedeur, he's been under duress and pressure. 2 good calls there from Robert Livingston, the D coordinator. Even better execution.
It was Keaton Wade who got the sack, and Okunlola was there first, so punt time for Arizona. And a fair catch inside the 40-yard line. It's 40-yard punt, no return for Western. Colorado trying to put some numbers up here in Tucson. Sanders and Hunter and this offense that you know so much about next. Let's take a look at our Get More game plan, sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. What does the bottom one mean?
Well, yeah, I know. It's not a normal football term. For Brendan, talking about try it, not harder. Because we're too tight. Everybody's gripping the bat too much. We got to just relax. That was an old saying from the coach here back in the day, Coach Tomey. And for Colorado, they want to run the ball better, and they got to tackle better. Well, it was a good start defensively. We'll see if they can run it against Coach Brennan in year number 1 here at Arizona.
Travis Hunter is out there at the bottom of the screen, and this is a dive for Augustive. Good news about Travis Hunter to see him in the ball game. Zelinskas in the middle of this offensive line that has been under fire at points this year.
Well, it's got to be better. It's one of the worst rush offenses in all of college football, and in situations like that where it's 5-on-5, you've got to get more. But you see already the playmaking of Western. These guys can fly. This is a fast track down there. This is an injured secondary. So Horn and Wester and Hunter in the open field, big advantage.
Arizona does have the cornerback Tacario Davis, who was questionable to play. They will run it again. Augustive trying to set a bit of the tone, as they say. And this defensive line is a key for Arizona.
And you're going to see the parts all over the place, especially if they get to passing situations. Really feel like Trey Smith, the San Jose State transfer, one of the better D linemen in this league. Manu, first team all-conference last year, the leading tackler, an absolute warrior at the second level. And Genesis Smith, he's played free safety, strong safety. Today he's going to play a little nickel with Jack Latroll at free safety.
Dallin Hayden, the former Ohio State Buckeye, is in at the tailback spot. This is a throw over the middle. It's a first down for Colorado, right on target. And he's got it to LeJontay Wester again.
Yeah, this is pretty. I mean, these two are just on the same page. A simple little in-cut, enough protection in that pocket after 2 first down runs. And just some zone coverage. And if you see that, Sanders' ability to process, that's what Pat Shurmur was telling me on the field pregame. It's just different. It's unique. He sees zone coverage. He throws it right off the linebacker's ear, right between the 1 and the 0.
Pat Shurmur said to us yesterday, too, he likes to fiddle. He knows the play call, and he likes to have some options for himself. This is him backpedaling and throwing off his back foot and incomplete. There is a marker coming in. Latrell on the back end was in safety help.
And he's just early. We didn't even mention the decal. I like that. That is sweet. That's on the basketball court. First time you've seen it on the football helmet. And Latroll, first time he's made a start here.
Pass interference, defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And he's a transfer from Tennessee as Latrell. Been a special teams guy, but you're going to see he's just a beat early. Got a little hold as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes that catch. I think you've got the right coverage in the right spot, but the contact early.
Trip as Dallin Hayden went down. He gets a couple of yards. Sterling Lane on the stop, second down. Negative 29 yards rushing last week. I mean, that pops off the page, and they know. And Pat Shurmur said, look, I'll run it more if we're gaining yards.
Give me 1 or 2 yards. Probably going to throw a little more because those guys do more damage outside.
Sanders fading back, giving some ground, now stepping up on the roll, and Sanders will keep his feet long enough to pick up some good yardage. It'll be 3rd down and 3.5.
Well, again, this is what everybody has done against Colorado. They're just running stunts, and the communication right there up front is often not good enough. You're just catching those stunts instead of hitting them in the mouth. But fortunately for Pat Shurmur, for Deion Sanders, they've got this number 2 that can erase many of those mistakes at the line of scrimmage.
Third and 4 for Shedeur Sanders. Quick set, he'll throw over the middle. He's got Wester again. First down, Colorado. You talk about being on the same page.
Wow, this is just a great concept, too, from Pat Shurmur. He's got that old NFL move to cover his mouth. But this is an old NFL concept right here. Right, just a little scissors concept. Perfect timing and spacing, and there is nothing you're going to do man-to-man to stop it.
3 catches already for Wester. Sanders, near side, incomplete. And a marker comes in. That was for Travis Hunter against Tacario Davis, who can't believe it. These teams both have been penalized quite a bit, over 60 penalty yards a game for both of them.
Well, I think Brent Brennan was really curious how this game was going to be called on the perimeter. The former wide receiver himself knows that these judgment calls at times, there he is, good look at Brent, like, you going to call tight? We're going to let them play a little bit.
There is curiosity in your voice as you say that.
Well, QBs and receivers are kind of linked in that way.
Defense, number 1. The penalty occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
And Jason, there is long, and then there's extra long. And Tacario Davis is 6'4" with go-go gadget arms. Look at his hands. They almost touch the ground. He's in press man coverage. In real time, I mean, that's not.
You don't think so?
I don't. Do you?
Well, they're going to run a play. I don't have to answer. To the 2-yard line or so.
Was there anything that impeded Travis from going and getting the ball?
The arm.
You can have contact.
A little bit.
A little bit of a tug of the arm? Okay. Then just call it consistently. If that's the strike zone today, right? then just call that consistently.
And I think Brent Brennan on the last drive felt like there might have been a hold the other way that didn't get called.
Yeah, it was very aggressive on that third down. Okay, he's got the arm. That's fair. That's fair.
He had to try to free himself up to make the. I can see it both ways.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to call that, just call it the rest of the game that way.
On the ground, Augustin is met and driven back. Jacob Manu absolutely set fire to that play.
It's like your pocket square. It's an inferno right here. And Savell Small's got to have your eyes up. Right, 31, you see the tight end coming over. Just have your eyes up. Most dangerous defender, and I'll tell you who it is. It's going to be that warrior, that leading tackler from a season ago, because he at 5'10" comes at you in a hurry.
No snap, no snap, no.
No snap, just in case you didn't hear.
No cap.
See if Colorado can cap the drive when we come back.
This thing's in the middle of nowhere, and even if we didn't get any closer, you'd still know. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The same way you know you can keep the concert going, even after the encore. Or take the whole family anywhere in it. Because when you're an original, there's only one.
Right now, get $6,000 bonus cash allowance, or get 0% financing on 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland and Summit models. Jeep, there's only one.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have an emergency pizza. A free pizza? Here you go.
Thank you.
When you need it most.
All right, third time's a charm. Here we go. It's okay. We'll get on the next one.
Pressure's getting to him.
Maybe we should change it up.
Now I got it. Oh.
Keenum, get loose.
Here we go. Daddy's got this.
Hey. You got us this far. Keenum's gonna finish the drive.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If only there were backups in real life. But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not gonna beg, but pretty please.
Don't. Go ahead. Press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
Will you?
What did you do?
I got a little design help.
I'm in sweats, Derek. It's perfect. And I'm in sweatpants.
Two, please. Thank you.
Dad, that's Matt Liner.
Twins? Hey, maybe we'll see you out in the stands.
Nah, I'm just here for cash back.
Earn cash back at the places you like to shop. Discover, proud sponsor of the Big Ten.
Next week, all eyes turn to Big Noon Saturday. Number 4 Ohio State takes on Dylan Raiola in Nebraska. They're going to be salty in a pivotal Big Ten showdown. It all starts 10 a.m. Eastern. Big Noon kickoff live from Columbus, followed by Nebraska, Ohio State at noon, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. You surprised by the result earlier?
What a statement. I mean, I think for a lot of us, we've watched Indiana from afar, but to see him on the Big Noon window, holy smokes, did Cignetti and crew put on a show.
All he does is win.
Google it.
3rd and goal. It's a pitch and a touchdown. Draylen Miller, the freshman from Texas. Seaton, the left tackle, just Simba cammed him. First time in the end zone for Miller, and it gives the Buffs a 2-score lead.
I think you've seen Mr. Mahomes run this play a time or two, just a little shovel pass, and the key is you've got to block down. You cannot have penetration. An excellent job here by Houston of doing just that. And then that movement, right, kind of sprint right option. Oh, here comes a little shovel right underneath. Well executed. You could not have a better start for the guys from Boulder.
He gets to finally dance.
Well, he thinks of himself a little bit like Debo. That's what he said. I can run it. I can catch it. He's a 4-star kid that's come in here, and that first one you will always remember.
True freshman, 4 years, varsity high school in Texas. His father was a collegiate basketball player, and that was as close to a pocket pass as you're going to see in football.
It's just a cool, difficult little concept. Gives you options, right? You can run a little sprint out if you have that out there wide open. If not, and you block it up front, a pretty easy little shovel there to Draylen for his first touchdown of his career. Congratulations.
It's an opportunity in the backfield and as a wide receiver as well. Here's Patterson on the return for Arizona. And this is an early big drive for a Wildcats team that struggled with turnovers against BYU last week. Comes in at 3-3. You said it off the top. They won 7 in a row to close last year, but you got to have the football in order to do something here.
You do. And, you know, season ago, I think with Jed Fish and company, you really built an identity. And you had 3 NFL draft picks, a first-round left tackle, a mid-round wide receiver, a tight end that's made an NFL team. Those are key pieces you're missing. And this group right here doesn't really yet know who they are, and that's why it's been so tumultuous the last 4 weeks.
Even within games sometimes, right? They had that Texas Tech game. They felt like they could have won it as Conley gets shoved back by Cam Silman. Craig Allison.
Took full ownership of the mistakes we've seen this year with the turnovers. He said, I have played extremely poorly individually. That's why this offense has struggled, and I take full blame for that. He said, I have to be better about not forcing it or trying to be perfect. I need to just focus on getting the ball to the players around me and being a point guard out there.
And part of that is Teteroa McMillan, who had the 4 touchdowns in the opener, but none since, as Fafita feels the rush, gives way more ground again, and he throws near side. He does have McMillan, who can dance in space, and he is right around the 35-yard line.
I don't know what this route is, Jason. This one's not typically in a playbook. It's a little pivot route, and then it's a go route, and then it's going to be a comeback. And that's what Colorado talks about. When you watch and study Fafita, he loves to extend the plays. He loves to retreat more than anybody in college football. Part of that is the size to create a lane, and then his buddy he's played with since junior high. The two of them just get on the same page like they used to on the playground.
Servite High School in the Anaheim area in California. So run straight ahead, and Conley inviting contact shoulder first into Preston Hodge.
And to me, that's what they need to do. If you want to settle down your quarterback, if you want to now keep Shedeur off the field because you can see the challenges you're going to have defensively, finding a way, especially in these early downs, to get positive yards and stay ahead of the chain is critical.
Have you heard I got you enough?
Man, it is so loud down there.
Loud. Play action. Fafita has time for a moment, then gets drilled as he throws, and it's high for McMillan. There is a marker in on the hit in the backfield, and that might be roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 93, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's Okunlola.
And I think he's a little frustrated as he goes to the bench himself right here. He's going to come right off of the edge. No. You get to the head.
That second look does it for me, too. I'm with you.
It's not late, but you just can't get to the head or neck area on a quarterback.
Kedrick Risino in at tailback as Fafita throws this way, and that's high. A number of his interceptions have been too tall for receivers. That one was too much for Devin Hyatt.
And that one right there tells you and tells Brent Brennan and tells Dino Babers upstairs, this young man is still pressing. And you can see it. I mean, he is about, they list him at 5'10". He's a little guy in stature with an enormous heart, but missing a hitch route like that, that's not Noah Fafita.
It's odd to see. You talk to him, he's got this brilliant smile. He's got joy emanating from him, but he's not typically wound tight as a person as we get a whistle before the snap and a timeout coming Colorado. See where this drive ends up for Arizona. They're trailing big early, 14-0 here on homecoming.
The retirement you've always imagined is well within reach. A steady stream of protected income can be just what you need to stay in the moment. For nearly 160 years, generations have put their trust in Pacific Life's strength and stability. Because life isn't about what tomorrow brings, it's what you do with it. Ask a financial professional about Pacific Life.
Coach Prime, you told us you needed a good start in this game. What'd you like about the way they attacked early?
I like the way we're getting movement up front. When we're able to run the ball as well as everybody in the country knows Shedeur can spin it, it's going to be hard to stop us, but we can't have those crazy infractions on defense to extend the drives. And the kid did a great job of extending the play with his feet as well.
Yeah, what did you see defensively that you want to correct from that last Arizona drive?
Sure, we got a roughing the passer. You take that away, we're okay. I like what we're doing. I like what's going on. I like what's transpiring. We just got to keep it going.
Thank you, Dan.
Put on the gas. God bless.
Upon reflection, he's happy with it so far. Auguste, first down, and he's right to be happy. Manu with the tackle, but it's first down on the ground again for Colorado.
Well, he's 100% right, Jason. When they get this kind of movement, when you're running the ball, right, it just sets the table for everything else. And you can see it, when they run it, as they did on the road down at UCF, that we were there for 4.5 yards a carry. They're going to win just about every Big 12 game they play.
This is Ta'itai Uiagalelei, who is down for Arizona. You left that game so impressed with Colorado against UCF, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that was a chaotic week in the midst of a hurricane. They had to travel early. They had limited practice time. And you just wondered with UCF coming off a bye, and man, they were buttoned up in every face. And then they get their bye and get a brutal matchup, let's face it, against Kansas State with all grown-ups and all their run game and veteran players. And that's not what Duane Akina, who you see right there, and Brent Brennan are throwing today. This is a lot of newbies, a lot of first-timers, a lot of Wildcats that are out most of the back end of that secondary. And Colorado's taken advantage against the veteran D coordinator.
They have had Takario Davis, but he is not 100% healthy, certainly. He's at the bottom of the screen in coverage. First down, play action. Right over the middle, wide open against that secondary again. It's a first down for Will Sheppard, who's got a touchdown in back-to-back games.
Again, all those runs are going to do what? They're just going to set the table then for the RPO off of it. Look at the linebackers and the safety. And everybody's got to come to the line of scrimmage. And I tell you what, man, you have to reinforce the line of scrimmage against this set of receivers. Good luck.
And that was against Carnley, the freshman who's out there in the secondary. But you see, when Shedeur Sanders has a clean pocket, oh boy. Hunter is in at the bottom of the screen. Sanders right down the middle again, and that one's inaccurate. It is incomplete. Second down coming up. He was looking for Morgan Pearson, the third tight end, with the injury to Hart.
Yeah, and he was expecting Pearson to just bend that in a little bit more. Pearson did not have a reception on the season. Great baseball player out of Oklahoma growing up, and that was just a little bit more miscommunication than I think it was accuracy. He was expecting the young tight end to bend it a little bit more. He did not, and now for one of the first times all day, a little bit behind the chains on second and long.
They really struggled at getting second down and manageable for the season. Way better today, and that's why they're perfect on third down. Sanders to throw again into tight coverage, and it's incomplete. He wanted Onoway. Carnley on the coverage again.
And you're seeing some unfamiliar names to maybe some Buffalo fans that don't have receptions on the year. But this was a nice job by Carnley, the corner, to come in and collision it. Went right to the ball. Didn't go through the receiver, and thus no penalty in a 3rd and 10.
We have not seen Jimmy Horn get targeted so far. He's down at the bottom in a bunch with Hunter and Wester. Third down this way, and he dropped it. First one for Horn, and it's 4th down, Colorado. Looks like Manu is down on the play. Jacob Manu, who they lost to the targeting penalty last week, and that is just an awful sign for Arizona. He's in pretty substantial pain, it looks like.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, is now available with the all-new Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, because the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and is still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Inez, let me ask you. You're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes? Really?
They're always on your scalp. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
Make every wash count.
And for stubborn dandruff, try Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check your spelling first before taking off your shirts.
Stu, Virginia.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Hey, what's up? I'm the W.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get 'em.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
It's Fox College Football Friday. Breakout running back Kyle Monangai leads Rutgers.
This guy is electric.
Against Millard Moss and USC.
Touchdown Trojans.
It all kicks off at 11 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. One of the defensive leaders for this team, Jacob Manu, and an odd non-contact injury, Brock.
Yeah, it was really strange. You'll see it right here. And it's just right after the play. He's not involved in the tackle at all. It's 2 steps later. And something just gives way. The whole team comes out. He is able to walk off on his own power. We will keep an eye on that, as will Allison.
And with that, Colorado's going to go for it. Mata's field goal long this year for his career is 47. His long this year is 46. Sanders to throw right down the middle. He's got it inside the red zone. It is Travis Hunter, gain of 14.
That is so good. And once again, excellent protection. And just watch, the key to this route is you've got to stay flat. When you're coming off of this in cut, see how he stays flat? He does not gain ground. In fact, he comes back to the football and does not allow Davis to cut underneath or gain any ground right back to his QB.
Davis was down after the play. He had to pry himself up off the field. No,
but he's battling. I saw him in warm-ups. Said, "You're going to try to go." He's tried to get back. He's got a lower leg injury and one of those soft tissue injuries that just continues to bother you all year.
So Demetrius Freeney is in.
Well, you got to go here, right? Travis Hunter's to the bottom of the field. If you get a one-on-one.
Yeah, he's with Freeney right down there. End zone, top side, one-handed try, and that is incomplete. Incomplete for Shepard, right at the edge of the field.
Or you take that one-on-one and you put it in the only spot if you're Shedeur you can.
Ooh, I don't know, Brock.
Does he hold on to it all the way through? I think that's the only question. The foot is in. The big-bodied Shepard, who's got 2 touchdowns the last couple weeks, got control.
Yeah, that's a touchdown for me. You? What do you think?
Okay, replay booth, Benetti.
Okay.
I think that left foot's in.
All right.
I think I can confirm your call. We don't even need Dean Blandino.
Since I jumped it so early, you were late to the party. looks like a touchdown. And he has been a consistent touchdown maker for them the last couple games.
21 out of Vanderbilt in 4 years. One of the, just record setter out there, top 5 in most of their receptions. And now, he's got control. The foot is clearly in. I think that referee was looking at the right foot that was out and didn't see the left foot clearly in. Control all the way through contact with the ground. Mr. Shepard's going to have his 3rd touchdown in 3 weeks.
I think you're exactly on it, Brock. See, he's got it pinned sort of in the crook of his arm. And that's going to be 6.
And to kind of give some grace to that official, I think the body of Carnley blocked his view of that left foot. Couldn't see that. But there's some of that elite accuracy from Sanders. It is his greatest trait, and it carries through high school, through 2 colleges, and will carry himself in the top 5 of the NFL draft.
What do you think of the catchability of his football?
I think these receivers, his catchability is off the charts, and I think this receiving core too, Horn and Shepard and Hunter and Wester, is elite.
And to think they're down 2 receivers. Timmons is out, Miller is out, and there's enough.
They brought some playmakers up there to Boulder.
Yeah, they did. Of course he's still standing. Clean pocket.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good.
Want to talk about football with a friend? Just tell Siri. Call Jesse on speakerphone.
Colorado has traveled well, and the offense has too. Will Shepard, the last 3 games, has been outstanding for the Buffaloes. He's in the end zone again. It's 21-7. And currently the wind is the only thing that's going to stop Colorado. It came off the tee for a moment. Arizona and Noah Fifita will get it back after this kickoff. Patterson inside the 5. Oh my goodness, there were 3, 4 clicks. Just clangs off of one another. And now Fifita, who we've talked about giving some ground, gets the ball back.
One of the things that just jumped out to me, and certainly did the entire Colorado staff when we chatted with them, is how deep he drops. Quinn Ewers, prototypical, right? About 9 yards when you take a play out of the shotgun. Dylan, he'll stretch it at times to 9, 10 yards as well, as a little undersized. Fifita, it's like Doug Flutie back in the day, man. He is going to just gain ground and gain ground. It's why he holds the ball longer than anybody in college football. But to find those throwing angles, to play on the playground with his buddies who know how to maximize that talent of his, it's unique.
Short drop. He gets it away. He's got the tight end, Sam Olsen.
And that is more what they want.
Decisive.
Yes, and it's okay to drop back. It's okay to gain all that ground, but to be on time and on rhythm, which is what he was for Jedd Fisch a season ago in an extraordinary way. There you see the average release time, highest in all of college football. And that's okay to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
But it cannot be your standard fare. You've got to get a little more of that. Makes it easier on your linemen. The routes are built to be thrown on time like that. Well done.
He'll keep it and roll, and he'll throw incomplete. So how much of it, right, for quarterbacks, if you are shorter than taller, what do you have to do?
You've got to do that. You've got to create more space to get those throwing lanes. And Deion knows it. This little guy is a baller now, and he gets to the open field. He can be a difference maker. But it's to create, throwing angles. I watched Russell Wilson do it for a decade in Seattle, to play off script, to make sure he has vision that at 5'10" or 5'9" is a little harder to find.
So 3rd and 1, and they'll run it. Conley slips 1 tackle and cartwheels for the first down. So some of it you're fine with.
Oh, absolutely. And when you can use it like as a wild card, right? When you've got that in your back pocket, you scare and threaten a defense. But you've got to play more often on time. And he did it a year ago with great anticipation and taking care of the football. And I know that the staff wants to see that here in the second half of the season. I got you, too.
He's got it, okay? All right. He's got it. Conley short side. And he goes down. It's a nice play defensively by Silman Craig reading the blocking.
And that guy, 185 pounds, pound for pound, is the baddest buffalo on that defense. It doesn't take them but a second, them being any player or any coach, to say, who's the heartbeat? Who's the guy that makes you go? And it is Silman Craig.
We asked Deion Sanders, who's the guy you don't get asked about enough? And he said Cam Silman Craig. He is our leader. He runs this defense. Second down, pressure came from the secondary. They pick it up. Fifita does have the first down for Olsen once again. Sam Olsen paying off some more playing time, the San Jose State transfer.
And this is so good. I think a week ago he retreats, he being Fifita, but this time watch him stand right in the pocket with that pressure, and instead of retreating, step up into that pocket. Good things happen, not only throwing lanes, but if you do need to run it, that is a breath of fresh air for Brent Brennan and this entire offensive staff.
It's Hill Green sneaking up to the line. It is first down for Arizona, and Risano, who is met right in the hole and driven on back. It'll be a couple yards. That's Levanta Bentley with the stop. I mean, have we had a game with harder hitting so far this year?
From both. Yeah, we've seen it kind of one way, unfortunately, too many times. But both guys, both crews, and you could see it, some of the black on those helmets right there, some of the collisions at the point of contact. Scraping paint.
Been watching the NASCAR coverage. Look at you. Second down, Fifita. Another short drop and another decisive throw. He's got it to T-Mac. It's McMillan, third and short.
It's awesome. And this is why actually you're moving and continue to move the ball. That graphic from earlier of the struggles when they cross midfield to finish the last drive. And guess what? You get to 3rd and 2s and manageable situations. Give yourself such a better shot.
Those deep drops were showing up so much on tape. Colorado, to a man on the coaching staff that we talked to, mentioned it. It's a quick snap, and now it's a jailbreak, and down he goes. Hill Green sideswiped him. It's 4th down.
Yeah, and I don't like that. You've been in good rhythm, and you try the sneak attack, right? The quick huddle break. But Colorado is ready. They pressure right into it. You've got 2 Wildcats. Anytime you have 2 Wildcats right next to each other, 2 players on offense in any team right next to each other, bad things typically follow.
Here comes the heavy artillery, Tyler Loop, who, no joke, made from 77 in warmups. This is from 52. And I don't know that the hold was perfect. That came out weird, and it's no good.
Yeah, just a little late to get right. It was. It wasn't caught clean. A little bit low, and just that little the ball is moving.
Coming up on the State Farm Halftime, Alabama and Tennessee collide in the first of 2 huge SEC matchups today. 16th ranked Indiana looking to prove they're for real. And number 6 Miami aims to remain perfect on the season. It's time now to send it back to the perfect combo. Jason and Brock, I'm talking about you guys.
Oh, he had to think about it for a second. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Shedeur and Travis.
Yeah, somebody put that in the prompter for him, and he looked, he was like, what? First down for Colorado off the field goal miss, and it's Augustive. And it's not a huge number in terms of rush yards per carry for Colorado, but it's been good enough to create 3 straight touchdowns.
Just having balance, right? Take advantage of the short field on the onside kick that blew up for Arizona, and then just the mix of run and pass. That's when any team is at their best, but especially with the weaponry that Shedeur has around them.
After the gain of 3, it's Augustive again, trucking forward, and he is undercut by Dalton Johnson to the 40.
And I'll tell you what else this run does for Pat Shurmur is it just slows down all the games and stunts. Arizona's throwing 3-man fronts. They're trying to do what K-State and everybody's done. Dwayne Aquino knows that. You watch the tape. Colorado's O-line has had a hard time processing pressure. But for Pat Shurmur, he knows the best way to attack it is run right at it.
But how much can Aquino do with a defense that's now without Manu, they're without Tacario Davis in the backfield?
Next man up.
That's a good bumper sticker, but does it play against this kind of offense? 3rd and 4. Sanders down the middle, right on target. That was a bullseye to Wester again.
You know, you brought up a great point earlier as Colorado once again quick to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be that little in-breaking slant route, and the catchability of Shadeur's ball. Underrated.
Late substitution. Micah Welch just came in, but right there, right? Catch and run. He put it right on the hands. Shedeur Sanders lofts this one. Wester one more time. He turns it upfield with wings on his feet. First down, Allison.
Well, this Arizona defense dealing with so many injuries, and right now their leader defensively, Jacob Manu, in the locker room getting evaluated. He was able to walk off on his own to the locker room, but he has yet to return. That obviously is such a huge loss at the linebacker position. The good news, though, Dekario Davis is out there. He's continuing to play with that groin injury, but battling with Travis Hunter out there in the secondary.
Yeah, that's a tough task when you're not 100% healthy. You saw Kamuela Kaiohui in that spot. There, down to the bottom, Hunter, and it's incomplete. Davis was trailing him.
Oof, and he lands, I think it is on his other shoulder, fortunately for him, but this is just the one-on-one. And Dekario, we talked about him. He's an NFL prospect as well. 6'4" and just long arms. Got called earlier for grabbing that arm. Not that time. I think the only good news, it was the right shoulder. A week ago that got hit into the ground, but that's a lot of contact on that left shoulder of Travis Hunter.
Trying to run Gumby through the end zone there. Davis. Welch got bottled up briefly by his own lineman. It'll be 3rd down and short. So they, on 2nd and 10, pick up a sizable chunk, but 2nd and long is where they've lived.
Yeah, and sacks have been a part of that. No run game has been a part of that. That will be a number worth tracking today because it feels a little different this afternoon with their ability to run it and play with some tremendous offensive balance.
That's why they're 6 of 7 on 3rd down. It's been shorter, 2nd and 3rd. Now the ball comes out. It's still on the ground. It looks like Arizona has it. There is a marker in on the play as well. It is Wildcat football for now. It's Owen Goss, the transfer from Colgate, with the ball.
Yeah, Shadeur's coming up to change the play and communicate, and for some reason the young center.
On the offense, 2 players in motion prior to the snap. That penalty's declined. First down, Arizona.
Yeah, you could see Shedeur is talking to Pat Shurmur. I'm coming up to the line of scrimmage to communicate. And Zelinskis, the sophomore center, for some reason he hears something. I don't think it's any signal from the defense. There's no clap. I don't see anybody communicating. And he just snaps it, and ouch in every way.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that can be a season changer. That's a little grandiose for the moment, but it's a 2-score game, and Arizona gets it out of halftime. Conley trudges for about 1.5 yards, but Colorado's defense and Hill Green is playing salty right now.
Yeah, well, it's been Arizona at -4 this year in the turnover that those plays have killed them more often than not. And you're right, Hill Green, these linebackers, and I love that leadership right there. Shedeur knows it. He's exactly to your point. We have a chance to step on him right there. Maybe go up 3 scores, and instead you give him life.
Fifita, it collapses, and he goes down. The ball came out, the ball's out. It was Green with the sack, and it is Buffalo football. There is a marker in. For now, it's Colorado football. And it's Levanta Bentley skating away with it. We'll see if Fifita was down. The officials are talking it over.
Well, that ball's clearly
that's out.
Clearly out.
It was moving.
Rolling on the field is a fumble and recovered by Colorado. After the play is over, sideline warning, Colorado.
No, there is no question that ball is out. And B.J. Green and this defensive line, Jason, have come to life the last couple weeks. 9 sacks their last 2 games, just 5 the first 4. McCoy, the youngster, had a couple last week. Green had a couple last week, and sacks come in bunches.
That's why B.J. Green this week said it's open season. They are feeling very good on the defensive line, and it's now a 9th straight game with a turnover for Arizona dating back to last year.
Yeah, look at Warren Sapp. I think he'd like that too.
That's a very talented graduate assistant on the sideline. Warren Sapp, star-studded coaching staff. Shedeur Sanders, tunnel screen, and Horn's going to lose a couple yards. That was Kaiahue coming in from the linebacker spot in for Manu. Second and 11 for the Buffaloes, and a huge possession in this game. Another bad snap. Hayden grappling for it down there. And it looks like Hayden did get on it for Colorado.
Yeah, I think actually, Jason, the snap, I know what you're saying there because it gets right to the mesh point in a hurry. I think Zilinskas actually snaps this pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
And it's just, yeah, just mishandled as Shedeur's trying to get the little RPO or a little zone read going, and he takes his eyes off of it.
He looked like the sheriff spinning his guns in the Wild West Saloon shootout. 3rd down and 16. Sanders down the middle. That's intercepted. Picked off by Luttrell. We've cornered the market on turnovers.
In just about every variety, and this is a tough one. And this is one that Shedeur is going to throw with some anticipation. You're going to see the safety right here, but it is an in-cut. You got a clear route and an in-cut. When Shedeur throws it, he is expecting that wide receiver to cross the face of that safety. He is not expecting him to stop on that route. Now the receiver's like, what? Why are you throwing that there? Like, there's the nickelback right there.
Travis Hunter wanted the football, I think. Oof.
Yeah, I get it. There's zone coverage there after the fact, but that is a sloppy series of events. It gives Arizona some life.
Who knows what's going to happen in this next 3:38 to halftime. Risano through the car wash, and he'll have no gain. It is 2nd down coming up.
Well, I know that Arizona's offense was functioning best when that ball was out.
Yeah.
Right, when Fifita's catching it and he's throwing it, and that first option is there for Brent Brennan, those 2 drives before the last, moved it.
Just 47 yards on the ground. He got him. He's going to spike it right at the feet of Patterson. It wasn't there, the screen they wanted.
Such a good play from B.J. Green, right? So you're anticipating these defensive linemen and these ends that have been just on fire and getting home and sack fumble on Noah Fifita. So you're going to run a screen, right? Well, not that time. Not that time, because these edge guys, right, they're going to feel it too. Right? He's going to see the screen happening in front of him, and he's going to stop. He's going to get in the throwing lane. And that is a senior in B.J. Green that's got enough experience to know and sniff out what's coming at him.
What a hard turn for a big guy there. 3rd down. Fifita into the end zone, has to throw off his back foot, and that's not going anywhere. It's punt time for Arizona.
And Jason, this is where Colorado's different than they were a year ago. A year ago when they were hoping to win games, bad things would happen and it would cascade into more bad things like the Stanford game and other losses. Not with Robert Livingston's crew, the D coordinator. He has done a great job. These sudden change environments, takeaway environments. He's mixing, he's matching, he's stunting. And right now he's counting to make sure that there's 11 guys on the punt defense, because that is a heck of a 3 and out after the pick.
He's a young star coach.
You and I had that exact same feeling.
8 years with the Cincinnati Bengals in the NFL as this punt goes to Horn, and he's got space. A jagged cut to the outside. Horn across the 35, and another short field for Colorado. So, Where does the herd come from, Brock?
Comes from all over the country. And in this case, look at every starter, Jason. They come from Dartmouth. They come from Liberty. They come from Jackson State, Oklahoma State. You just bring them from all over.
Don't leave out Charlotte.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, Hill Green was at Michigan before Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a lot of stops.
We only have so many decals we can put on.
Yep. But I'll say this about Livingston and this defensive staff is they have brought them together. You see some NFL concepts that have just come to life at this level.
They got the stop. The special teams flip of the field means another strong starting position for Colorado. This is Shepard, and he crawls to about the 25. The average starting field position today for the Buffaloes is 53 yards from the end zone.
Well, this to me is a little bit about some time management. Run this all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. Make sure that Arizona doesn't get more possessions because they're going to get the ball, and Deion knows it, to begin the second half.
But do you think there's slow down in his DNA? I'm going to go no. This throw is just short of the first down. There's Travis Hunter. Yeah, he's going to go half a yard short. Now they'll take it down to 2. It's been a wild one. If a football game was a dust storm, it would be this.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, geez. No. Okay. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh, no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Well, can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not going to beg, but pretty please.
They don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Donald Trump makes a lot of promises, but we can be sure of one thing. If he wins, he'll ignore all checks that rein in a president's power. It's all in Trump's Project 2025 agenda. What does that mean for you? Higher cost on groceries, cuts to Social Security and Medicare, more tax breaks for billionaires, and a national abortion ban putting women's health at risk. A second Trump term, more unhinged, unstable, and unchecked.
Fox College football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. They're the Arizona Wildcats, but the slogan here is Bear Down. Fall of 1926, John Bird Button Salmon was the student body president at the university. He was an athlete, varsity quarterback, baseball catcher. He was critically injured at the age of 22. The coach went to visit him in the hospital, and he said, Mr. Salmon did, tell the team to bear down. His famous last words. They've adopted that as the slogan. It is a beautiful story, and they've got to right now. It's 3rd and 1 for their defense. Augusta, first down, wrestling with Kayahue.
Nice job. You've seen a little bit of Khalil Benson at right guard today. We've seen Brown and Harden and Benson and Mayers kind of mixing and matching in the interior of that offensive line. But exactly what Coach looks for, Coach Prime down there, is movement. Can we get movement? And when they have, they've won.
Sanders this side. It's a sliding catch, and it is Wester just short of the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a receiver making a QB look good, because you do not see Shedeur miss quite like that, but Wester dug it out.
7 separate receivers have a catch. That's the 6th for Wester. Sanders hops into it. Augustive put it on the ground. Yeah, probably wasn't a grand idea to have oiled up the football before the game here in Tucson.
The big 3rd and 3 right here. I mean, you go up 28-7. Eventually, if you can get this 3rd down conversion and score and punch it in going into half, versus having to settle for a field goal, give Arizona another possession and get the ball back. Big time play right here.
Hunter at the bottom of the screen against Takario Davis again. 3rd down, Colorado runs. Augustive has the 1st down. 1st and goal, Buffaloes. He wanted the end zone.
And once again, pretty good numbers here. Your stud left tackle, your true freshman, Seton here, kicks it out. And then just look at the movement and the advantage when you've got to cover down all of these receivers, right? You do have what are called light boxes, 5-on-5. And too many times they've not found enough success this year, but the true freshman leading the way for the big 3rd down conversion.
47 players in the Power 4 had more rushing yards than Colorado's team coming into this week. Sanders to run. He's got the end zone. Touchdown, Buffaloes.
That's pretty easy.
Very.
Yes. Nice job here. It was the left tackle on the previous 3rd down. A nice job by Houston here. The right tackle. Just a 4-man rush. And once Shedeur sees that kind of green grass, is everybody's got to cover all 4 of those weapons, right? Leaves a lot of space for Sanders to do his thing.
That's the light box you're talking about. And if that's going to be available, why not? Extra point is good.
I think that's a key there, Jason. Why not? Well,
because
I got to get mine.
yards.
Because I got to get my numbers. I got to get my stats. I got to do this thing. I got to get. No, you don't. Win football games. I mean, that's where some of the maturity, I think, is this year as well. Is like, we don't have to be stat mongers. We got to be game winners. And, I got to get Travis's Heisman. I got to get Horn's touch. No, you don't. Just take what the defense gives you. And they've done a brilliant job of that in this first half. Now, Travis may be saying to him, hey.
I don't. Now you're speculating.
Well, just like, hey, great play. ...
You never had a receiver come up to you and say that.
No. Marvin would never do that. No. Keyshawn Johnson, I'm sure, never did that with his play. No, absolutely. They didn't write books about it either. No.
Do you want to list the guys that came up to you in the huddle and said, hey, I'm not getting mine? You want to? Or maybe play-by-play partners?
It's funny, though.
You want to do that, too?
No, but you love that as a quarterback. You do. You want those guys to be hungry for the touches.
Sure.
As long as it's all underneath the team umbrella. And knowing that if we win, all the good things will come.
I would say, too, like when you say that about the players aren't calling the plays necessarily either. So that it's not just the individuals that have jerseys on that 100%. Are part of this collective.
And Pat Shurmur said it to us yesterday. I know balance. I know we're throwing it 67% of the time, more than anybody in the Big 12 since 2010, whatever. But I don't mind running it. We just have to find success doing it.
Yeah, and they, it's not been huge gashes, right? They have 52 yards on the ground, but 52 you'll take in a first half to set up 2nd and 3rd and playable. Oh my goodness, the hits just keep on coming. All right, take a look at our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. 30 of the 42 Colorado plays have been in Arizona territory.
Yeah, just been very efficient. They've had balance on that side. They've gotten to Fafita 3 times. That's a little bit of a surprise. He's been under duress this year, but he's been sacked only 6 times coming in. So that sack faucet's been turned on for these Buffaloes the last couple weeks, and it's maintained that pressure in the first half.
This almost has to be points for Arizona. They will get it out of halftime, but more pressure. Fafita grabbed by the shoulder pad. Now he'll try and create. And everybody's out of their lanes. Fafita has 12 on a first down run.
Once again, a really nice, well-timed stunt on the right side gets home, but they just can't bring Fifita to the ground.
Well, that was Amari McNeil who had a piece of him. Fifita coming this way off the juggle. It's Patterson turning it upfield, and he is just shy of midfield at 41 seconds with 3 timeouts. Hunter on the coverage over there. Patterson, one of the number of guys out of the College of San Mateo, as there is an injured player behind the play as well. That is the left tackle, Rhino Tapa Atotai.
He's down, and Patterson is in midfield as well. He is shaken up, and this team has just been battered this year. Not quite as much offensively, Jason, as defensively, but this is a roster that is thin, that lost a lot of people. Yes, the 4 kids from Servite and all the buddies and the stars, they stuck around, but outside of that, outside of Fifita, McMillan, Burnett, and Manu, there are a lot of new faces and a bunch of inexperience.
And, you know, we have not mentioned, as you see, further injury. It's Raymelo Murphy walking off as well. We haven't mentioned Trayden Stoops, one of their best cornerbacks who went out a couple of weeks ago. They'll be without him as well. So Patterson limping off. Manu out as of earlier in this game. At some point, even if your roster is triple digits,
yes,
you keep losing that many players, and to be competitive, no matter how good your coaching staff is really difficult. And I know people don't want to hear it after they saw 10-3 last year, but part of this is a series of unfortunate events. Let's say, you know, you go 7 in a row to win last year. You're thinking about yourselves a 10-3 team, and that's part of it for Brent Brennan. The psychology of that is Rhino is going to come walking off with some help.
He is the big left tackle. And this Colorado crew, they know, right? And they are pretty wound up to rush the passer. And, oh, gosh, it looks a little bit like Manu.
Yep.
And that one was some contact, but when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, Mike Wooten's going to come in to play left tackle, the sophomore transfer from Oregon. Saw him there right next to Moy, the left guard. First down, Arizona. 1st and 15 soon. It's Wooten, the left tackle. What do you tell a left after the call here?
Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty. First down.
If you're the quarterback, you have a new left tackle. How do you deal with this?
It's like 6'3", I just kind of look at him. Don't say much. You're good. Yes.
We got this.
Yeah.
Take care of me, please.
Receivers, maybe a little different conversation. Those guys, I got to try to protect your life. Just give them a positive nod.
Kids, just in case you wondered what the phrase pick your battles meant, there you have it. Fifita fading back again. He's just going to whip it sideline incomplete. Over the head of Quali Conley. 2nd and 15. B.J. Green was in the backfield again. We mentioned, he said during the week it was open season. He also used the phrase the dam broke a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and it is a little different with Fifita because he does drop back, and that time again to 15, 16 yards. I like that eye black too. That is a good look for the transfer from ASU. So trying to find that target and get home. Took some extra emphasis this week at practice with different angles and different depths.
Here he comes again. Fifita felt him, sensed him, and he'll roll and throw. There's a marker in as well. It's caught by the tight end Olsen.
That's going to be
I'm going to say incomplete.
Yeah, that's going to be a hold on the left guard Moy, I believe.
After the call, I want to ask you a question about that rush you were talking about.
Rolling on the field is an incomplete pass. Holding, offense, number 72, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
You're right, it's Moy. How do you change your angles if he drops back so far?
Well,
what do you have to do?
Yeah, you just rep it at practice and realize that the launch point isn't going to be 7 or 8 yards. It's going to be 10 to 12 yards, and you just have that kind of spatial awareness, truly, and just rep it and rep it and rep it.
Arizona moving backward. Over the middle, he's got Hunter, who had the touchdown for Arizona, and he's spiked down by Stoutmeyer, gain of 13, and they'll use one of those timeouts. In just 6 days, we'll have Fox College Football Friday, a showdown at the LA Coliseum. Kyle Monangai and Rutgers will take on Miller Moss and USC. Kicks off Friday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on Fox after the World Series. USC, I think, expected to be in a different place. They had that loss to Penn State just last week, a game they felt like they could have won. How about the service academies, Brock Huard?
Awesome. Awesome in this day and age of all the transfers and the NIL and all the money involved. Guess what? They're not making it. And they're up early and they're grinding, and they got some studs, man. Watching Army's quarterback, what a physical kid. Indiana's the real deal. What a show they put on today, blowing the doors off of Nebraska.
Who wins the Big 12?
Yeah, good luck.
Come on. You get 10 seconds or so. Who wins the Big 12?
Well, BYU feels like a team of destiny last night.
Yeah.
I mean, got to score a touchdown in 19 seconds. You break 4 tackles to do it at the end. But Iowa State and that culture of Matt Campbell, kind of like those military schools, it's genuine and real.
Yeah, it's not that dissimilar. That's a good point. 3rd down and 12. Fifita. He's going to throw. He wants the deep ball coming this way, incomplete for Patterson. Oh, jostling and incomplete. It's 4th down and 12.
Have we called Teteroa McMillan's name much in this whole first half?
You know, the 2 times he caught the ball, but 15 total yards after 9 for 100+ in that poster of a touchdown last year.
Yeah, that just can't happen in a half of football. I mean, you've just got to find a way through jet sweeps or bubble screens or quick hitches or fades. Like, you just – in some of this now, Colorado's doing a nice job. They're playing man. They've got some extra coverage and extra eyes on him, but that guy is too good to touch the ball twice.
We saw B.J. Green chase down that screen pass, though. I mean, he's been creating havoc. Timeout, Colorado. All right, so I think you succeeded on the quiz. You at least picked a Big 12 team. It wasn't Celebrity Jeopardy. So who wants to win the Big 12? Utah, preseason poll number 1. Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Now just put them all in the blender, hit puree, and see what comes out.
And I'll say this about Colorado. You know, I mean, they had a lead with 3 minutes to go at home. K-State hits a swing route and a go route, and you can't find a way at the end. Otherwise, you're 3-0. And now this is twice in person. It was on the road in Orlando, today in Arizona, packed house, homecoming. They play this game, and I said it in Orlando. You play this game, complementary ball of offense and defense and special teams. You don't miss tackles. You have some balance running it. Pat Shurmur and Prime and Livingston, the D coordinator, like, they can play with anybody. They can beat anybody in this conference playing this brand of ball.
I'm struck by how memorable that game was at UCF when I wasn't in the booth with you.
You were busy. Getting beer dumped on you.
There's a punt. Jimmy Horn Jr. will watch it go out of bounds. And, hey, Colorado has succeeded on a Hail Mary twice this year. You could say twice, right? The play before the big touchdown against Baylor, they had it beat as well.
Yeah, Shepard had it on his chest, and ultimately Wester delivers. But, I mean, this is starting to feel more and more real. Now, you got to play a whole second half, right? You're up 21. The game is not over by any means. You got to bring it for 30 more minutes in the second half. But, man, you just see this product. You see on the perimeter the difference makers you have. You see the violence and the tackling, the hitting in their front seven. They can play with anybody in this conference.
It's a more complete team, right, this year by far than last year? They're not going to try the Hail Mary, so we'll go ahead and run that video package in the second half, maybe. 28 points allowed in the first half is the most since Rice-Eccles Stadium a couple of years ago at Utah. Some questions for Arizona. They'll have the ball when we get out of halftime, but for now, we go to Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, and Chris Peterson in Los Angeles. They've got the State Farm halftime show right now.
We do Colorado with one of his best halves of football all season long, 1 half away from from surpassing last year's win total. Mike Hill hanging out with Emmanuel Acho, Chris Peterson. It is a State Farm halftime show inside our LA studios. Arizona's secondary dealing with some injuries, but Shedeur Sanders and Colorado definitely taking advantage of that as we take a look at the State Farm halftime highlights.
Shedeur Sanders has been fully unlocked in large part because of Pat Shurmur, my former head coach, current offensive coordinator for Colorado. Shedeur, with his arm, you've seen what he's able to do, but you do recognize he has 3 total touchdowns on the day, really 4 total touchdowns. Remember, one was placed back at like the 6-inch 1-yard line, that first touchdown of the game. Coach, with his arm, he's been efficient, he's been proficient, but with his legs, he's been able to keep the defense honest. I've been waiting a year and a half now to see Shedeur do what y'all just saw on camera, which is run the football. His last name is Sanders. Use those legs as well. Mike, it's been great to see.
The best pickup in the offseason for Deion Sanders has been the defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston. Yeah. It just looks different to me. He's harassing Fafita all game long. They got 3 sacks. The sack process is starting to develop at Colorado. Yeah. 9 in the last 2 games, tacked on 3 more. But it's, to me, not even always about sacks. It's about pressure. And Fafita just looks out of sorts. Yeah. I know that Arizona offensive line is beat up, but it's showing right now.
Yeah, they only have 5 sacks in the first 4 games. Once again, 9 over the last 3 games there. Hey, Alabama's not been dominant ever since the first half of its win over Georgia. But can Tennessee expose the Tide in Knoxville? We got a defensive battle. Would you say defensive or just sloppy?
Just sloppy,
Just
Mike.
sloppy. We'll show you everything. Hey, Indiana, one of the biggest surprises in the country, and today the number 16 Hoosiers, well, they made a major statement against Nebraska. Have they played anybody yet? Yeah, they played Nebraska, and they beat them down.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Chris Peterson, Emmanuel Acho, Mike Hill back with you at the half. Number 7, Alabama. Number 11, Tennessee, Jalen Milroe. The no-score game finding the 17-year-old Ryan Williams. 5-yard score. Alabama up 7-0. Vols hampered by turnovers in the first half. They had 3. Nico Iamaleava is going to scramble, get picked by Jalen Mbakwe. But Alabama can't convert on those turnovers. It's only a 7-0 game at the half. Number 14, Texas A&M at Mississippi
Prescott.
State. Yeah, former Mississippi State great right there.
Dan Mullen.
No Cowboys fans are mad right now. You should be practicing. Connor Wigman, Noah Thomas, 20-yard score. Texas A&M is a different team since that first week of the season. Le'Veon Moss into the end zone right there, 21-16, second quarter. How about Michigan and who's that? Is that Illinois?
This is
what are they wearing?
I think Newt Rockne might be in there somewhere.
That looks like a Newt Rockne uniform. Look at the leather helmets. It looks like that. I like it. It's pretty dope to me.
They said it took 2 hours to paint each helmet individually. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Who had all that time?
They started 2 years ago.
Did they go to class? Lel Mullins right there. It's a 13-7 game. Illinois up right now. Watch this catch in the USC-Maryland game.
It's one of the catches of the year.
Kobe Lane, oh my goodness. For Miller Moss. Oh, even Miller Moss is like, what? Look at that.
Miller Moss
what I got.
saying, you will be getting the ball
21-7. So they got some scoring. They got some excitement there. In Knoxville right now, there's not a lot of excitement. I mean, it's like kind of a sloppy game. But if Alabama's up 7-0, it's a very important game for Alabama because they've already lost the game this season in the SEC. So did Tennessee. What's the identity right now of this Alabama football team overall?
TBD.
Okay.
It's still to be decided. We don't know. Over the last 13 quarters, since Alabama took that 28-0 lead versus Georgia in the first quarter, they've been outscored 99-82. So what is Alabama's identity? I don't know. Alabama's identity, coach, in my mind, it is Jalen Milroe's identity. But is it Jekyll, is it Hyde? Some days Jalen Milroe plays incredibly clean. Other days, Coach Jalen Milroe, he's down. They go as he goes. He hasn't been going super smoothly as of late.
Yeah. I think the first lesson here is it's really hard to win in the SEC. Let's just not forget that. There's no question that there's an identity being formed, really on all teams, but certainly a first-year coach building this program out. It's one time, one game, the offense looking good, one half, the defense looking good. But I think the thing that we've been most concerned about with Alabama is their defense.
Yep.
Tennessee's averaging 42 points a game.
Yep.
They got none right now.
Yeah.
So there's some growth there. If I know one thing about Kellen DeBoer, this offense eventually will get going with the athletes he's playing with Jalen Milroe at quarterback. So I see this as progress. I mean, no points for a Tennessee offense. Yep. Not bad.
And Alabama's struggling on offense, but Tennessee's defense is great, too. They are second in the nation in scoring defense, number 5 against the run. Alabama right now, 14 rushing yards at the half. See what happens in the second half of that one there. A 16th-ranked Indiana is a perfect 6-0 on the season. First time that's happened since 1967. But today, their explosive offense faced Nebraska's stingy defense. We thought Nebraska had a stingy defense, but Curtis Rourke and the boys proved otherwise. Miles Price into the end zone. Nebraska was number 11 in the nation scoring defense, but Rourke right here hit. Left with a thumb injury, would not return, but his backup was just as good.
Came in throwing dimes. I mean, Indiana, their poise and their humility to jump into the rankings how they did and still play such a dominant game, impressive.
56-7. More from Bloomington. Rob Stone and the fellas.
Indiana came into their homecoming game as one of just 11 unbeatens left in FBS. They hadn't trailed all season. They had the #1 offense in the Big Ten, but this was always going to be their first true test, and boy, did they pass it with flying colors.
You know, guys, as you prepare to do a game, you start watching the video and over again, and it's very rare when you show up and that team looks exactly like they did on videotape. Extremely well coached. They do not make mistakes. They take care of the football. They feed off each other, offense, defense. It's one of the best coached teams in the Big Ten and one of the best coached teams in America.
They have all the pieces to make a run. You talk about the offensive line. They're physical on both fronts. They have a great running game. Curtis Rourke is playing at a high level, and there's a belief in this team, man. They followed that personality of their head coach. They're fun to watch.
What I learned is they are who we think they are.
Yeah.
We sat here and talked with their head coach, Curt Cignetti. He has a chip on his shoulder. He has an edge, and you saw that team play like that today. They had 8 touchdowns, 5 turnovers. They completely dominated this game, and this team is dangerous in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I'll say the defense. Wow. I mean, 5 turnovers, 3 picks, couple fumbles, held only 300 total yards. Dylan Raiola was under duress all day.
Right.
The only question about this team is the quarterback situation.
Yes, sir.
Curtis Rourke's thumb, how bad is it? Taven Jackson came in, played well, but they have some big-time tests coming up here soon. And so that would be the only concern I think you have moving forward.
Remember, this is a program that went 3-9 last season. Here they are, 7-0 for the first time since 1967.
Wow, man. Hoosiers are for real. Hey, next week in the Big Noon Kickoff Party continues in Columbus as 4th-ranked Ohio State hosts Nebraska, trying to bounce back. The Buckeyes also looking to bounce back from that heartbreaking loss to Oregon last week. Coverage begins at 10 a.m. Eastern. That's next Saturday on Fox. 6th-ranked Miami hasn't lost yet, but today Cam Ward and the unbeaten Hurricanes put to the test on the road at Louisville. They've had 3 straight tests. Will Shepard passing his tests with flying colors. Look at this grab right here. First rule, not a touchdown. Review shows it is. All Colorado first half, 28-7.
Welcome back to the State Farm Fox College Football Halftime Show. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, tomorrow we got Game 6 of the NLCS. Mets trying to stay alive against the Dodgers as the series shifts back to L.A. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1. Number 6, Miami, they played 2 tight games the last couple of games out. Another tough one against Louisville, but speaking of tough, how tough was that run?
Incredible. It's one of those runs you can't wait to see the next morning in the team meeting when all your teammates are cheering you on, and that's the man right there, Michael Irvin.
Irv loves it. Damian Martinez with the score. 3rd straight win by 7 points or less for the Canes. Virginia, number 10, Clemson. Tigers wrapped up over 526 total yards. Cade Klubnik, Olsen, Pat Henry, 40-yard touchdown. Tigers win it 48-31. Auburn, number 19, Mizzou. Mizzou's got Alabama next week. Luther Burden III usually doesn't do that.
Tight elbows, Luther.
Fumbles the punt return right there. Antonio Kite recovers. Auburn's up 17-3, but Mizzou responded. Jamal Roberts.
Hard to win in the SEC.
Well, Missouri got it done, 21-17. East Carolina, number 23, Auburn. Army unbeaten. How about Bryson Daly?
Army always has a QB that can run, but this guy he's doing a wonderful job.
He has 6 total touchdowns in the 45-28 win. Army's good, so is Navy. Charlotte in the house, Blake Horvath. Oh, that's a pass to Alex Texva. Down the sidelines, 46-yard. Navy trying to go to 6-0. Oh, and the flip, too. He stick the landing. You got to give him a 7 on that.
God,
number 12, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. Riley Leonard started coming to his own. Making that money, not letting that money make him. Tied at 7, then Leonard doing it all by himself. You know he's a dual threat. 21-7 right now, going into the 4th quarter play. Hey, I can't wait until Monday to step into the facility, Alcho.
Mike, you already know, Monday, I'm joined by LaShawn McCoy, James Jones, Chase Daniel, 39 years of NFL experience as we bring y'all a player perspective. Less debate, more discussion every weekday, 10 a.m. Eastern on FS1, your next favorite morning show.
Is Shedeur Sanders the #1 overall pick in next year's draft?
Number one quarterback prospect.
#1 quarterback prospect. He's going to be in somebody's facility in the NFL next year. He's getting the job done for Colorado in the first half so far.
I like that. Oh, that's good.
Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. That is the grade you would give Colorado in the first half so far. 28-7, the Buffaloes with the lead despite a couple of turnovers. They've run the ball well enough to have this lead to this point here in Tucson. Jason Benetti, Brock Huard, Allison Williams along with you. So it wasn't a perfect half, but it was pretty good for Colorado.
Good. Yeah, and we talked about these quarterbacks being the engines, right? And for Shedeur, that engine could rev because he had help around him. They actually ran it more than they threw it, which was incredible. And then defensively, well, you give up just 7 points in that entire first half. And Shiloh had started with a blitz right there on the first series of the game, hitting Fafita. And then it was just a barrage, right? 3 sacks, 8 pressures. We see Keaton Wade get home the huge sack fumble here after a turnover and a sudden change. So the defense, well, they did their job and then some. And then, you know, if you could protect Shedeur, and this was the 3rd and 15, a run for nothing, a negative play, 3rd and 15, no problem. We'll be aggressive down the field. The touchdown for the 3rd consecutive week for Will Shepherd. And then Shedeur showing you, I'm not just all about the arm. I can feel the pocket around me as well, and runs it in himself.
Well, and look, you know, Travis Hunter ends up with a couple of catches in the first half, 2 of them. He had a shoulder issue on the way into this ball game, so it kind of looks like he's going to be done for the day as Patterson on this return is across the 20-yard line. Allison Williams.
Yeah, Jason, Travis Hunter will be done for the day. A slight re-aggravation of the injury he suffered last week, but it's more just to be cautious with him with this game the way it is. They want to be safe, so his day is done. And also, several Arizona players done for the day. Defensive lineman Isaiah Johnson injured pregame. He is in street clothes on crutches. So is Jacob Manu. So they are really thin defensively. And Brent Brennan said, we only have one choice right now, and that's to keep playing for each other, taking this one play at a time. There's no magic play that's going to score 3 touchdowns. We just need to put a good drive together and capitalize.
Allison, thank you for that. That's all you can do, right? Like, keep playing as McMillan makes the catch. And even though it's a crossroads, as you said off the top, your season's not over with a loss. Like, you're building something and trying to hit a finish line here.
Oh, no question about it. And there is a lot of football to play. And we saw for a series, I don't know, 3 straight possessions, turnover, turnover, turnover. It got to be the Wild West. I do like coming out right away and targeting your best player, McMillan.
He's only got 3 catches on all 3 targets to this point, and Conley on the run gets through the right side, and he's spiked down at the 41.5-yard line.
I think one of the other big stories defensively in that first half, just 4 missed tackles for the Buffaloes. It was 23 missed tackles defensively a week ago, and a lot of that was Giddens and Kansas State and his talent and their size and strength. But 21 missed tackles in a win at UCF, 23 missed tackles in the loss to K-State, and just 4 in the first 30 minutes.
A major difference. And K-State is such a physical team as well. It's a different matchup as Conley, with the marker coming in back at the 36. You know, thinking about what Brent Brennan told Allison Williams, it sounds a little like Dick Tomey, right? The team, the team, the team. Like, we have each other.
Offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And you just can't have that.
Right.
Right, and that's one of those situations. And Brent Brennan knows that this offensive line is not what they were a year ago. And that is Alexander Deuce right there. Big fella, number 60, the right guard. 6'7", 330 pounds, but hands outside the frame. And just a kind of penalty that derails drives.
It's the 6th accepted penalty against Arizona, 66 yards already. Fifita breaking the other way, fading back, still in reverse, and he throws a long ball to the far side. It's Conley coming out of the backfield, looping all the way around to end up at the 37-yard line.
Colorado plays a lot of man coverage, but today it's been a little bit more zone to have eyes on Fifita, and it's because the front four has been so good to get home. But man, this play, that's just representative of a guy that holds it longer than anybody in college football to get some of those yards back in a 3rd and 8, as you see Livingston just mixing and matching this afternoon for Colorado defensively.
It sets up a 3rd down and 8. Fifita chucks it deep down the field, and a one-hand try. McMillan, it's incomplete. There is a marker coming in. Shiloh Sanders was stapled to him.
Pass interference, defense, number 3, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
They'll get Colton Hood.
Yeah, and that was the back judge that came from the midfield area, and he had a look at that, grabbing of the shoulder pads, right? He is watching. The side judge is looking, but the back judge, I think, a better angle to see a very similar call made earlier. Right? We talk about, hey, man, call the strikes a certain way. If you're going to call that hold that was on Travis with Tacario Davis, then you got to call that one. So consistency in the pass interference calls.
Risano, couple yards. We've mentioned the injuries on the defensive side. You saw Miranda, the tight end, in motion there. They're playing without Kean Burnett, who's one of their leading targets as well. I feel like we're watching the UFL. We got the play call.
Got that whole call right there. Motion to Trey Wright.
Second down, Fifita. Doubling back again. He sneaks out. Fifita, this is what he can do. There's a marker in. It looks like it's coming back.
It's at times maddening. Well, a lot of the times maddening for these defensive linemen. It can be equally so for an offensive lineman.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, second down.
How so?
Well, that is Wooten, the left tackle. Remember, you lose Rhino in the first half, so here's going to be ultimately the hold, because you know what linemen, offensive linemen like? To know where their quarterback often is. Now, they get it. There's times you're going to scramble and create, but those guys are blocking, Jason, and they don't have, at times, any idea where he's at, and you can see the hands there. It's the right call on another devastating penalty.
And it affected the play. It's not one of those holding penalties away from the point of attack. Quick throw, it's McMillan on a tunnel screen, and that's what you said in the first half. Just get him the ball, see what happens.
Right? I mean, that's 2 catches and 3 targets to begin the second half here. That's how you change conversation. Right? If you can't get it all back at once, as Allison said, that Brent Brennan had told her, okay, I get that, but my best player, he better be very involved in the second half.
He and Fifita played in high school together. They play Madden together, and they do it backward. Fifita's the wide receiver. McMillan is the quarterback. Hunter in motion this time, and again, Wooten. He just had the holding penalty. That's going to be his 3rd penalty since coming in, and I don't know that.
False start. Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I don't know that Okunlola is helping very much, is what I was going to say. Allison downstairs.
Yeah, and the expectation is that Rhino is out for the rest of this game. When I talked to Brent Brennan, he did not know for certain, but he did not expect him to come back. And he was also very clear about getting McMillan more involved at the half. He said that is absolutely the conversation we're going to have at the half, because there has to be a way to get him more involved.
Yeah, it's paid off right in front of our eyes. Thank you, Allison. 3rd and 19. It's a screen. They'll drop it off for Quali Conley, and here comes the white and gold to drop him to set up 4th down. Hill Green's been very active. He was in there again.
Yeah, you love that kind of pursuit, and that's what I'm sure the whole conversation was at halftime. Hey, defense, you did in the first half, right? Got after Fifita. You sacked him, you pressured him, you hit him. Let's not step off that gas in the second half. Get a stop and get the offense the ball once again. This is a grown-up front now. I mean, Hill Green's played a bunch of ball. Bentley's played a bunch of ball. Wonkwo's played a bunch. Green, right? You brought in transfers a little bit like I heard Joel and Gus talking about Indiana. You didn't bring in young transfers. You bring in veteran guys that know how to play the game.
Highly experienced players. A fair catch for Wester at the 14. So if you weren't with us the first half and you missed the Colorado offense and the Sanders family, they're coming back out right now.
Look, I got the new iPhone 16 Pro at Verizon. Apple Intelligence.
Fox College Football sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. 400 plus breathtaking murals here in the city of Tucson, Arizona. 175 different artists have used the walls, canvases, and showcased their art here in lovely Tucson. There was a dust storm warning last night. This would have been a very interesting place to play a football game yesterday. And then around, what was it, 10:45 this morning, to the delight of Allison Williams, the rain started to fall. Thrilled on the way over here to the old ball yard. Kickoff goes back to the 10-yard line, and Arizona will have it short of the 30. It's Celestine on the return. One team's having a good time, Freddie. It's the Buffs.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the Ozempic Trizone. I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease.
I'm lowering my risk.
Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
Jersey Mike's College Football Tailgate Tour is here in Tucson. Text football to 567-827 for a chance to win free subs for a year, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get a chance to meet Cletus as well. You've been friends with Cletus for a long time.
I have.
What's it like to hang out with Cletus?
He's a warrior, and frankly, this Arizona O-line could have used a couple Cletuses right now.
You think?
It's been one of many areas that it's just been a challenge today as Colorado has just overwhelmed them in every phase.
Quali Conley, 2, maybe 3. All right. Colorado's LeJohntay Wester has been the favorite target of Shedeur Sanders so far today. He's got 8 catches. Arizona's wide receivers have 12.
Yeah, there's just been no explosive plays. I mean, Wester had their early one and obviously been targeted a bunch. But for Arizona, right, this is a team that wants to run it, that last year pushed the ball down the field, that had so much explosion to their game. Can't find it.
Pressure coming off the edge, and it's Conley to set up 3rd down. So part of that, obviously, is change in personnel. Part of that is Fifita getting used to a new system. What's the pie chart there? What are all the factors?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jedd Fisch is a tremendous play caller. You're seeing him do that at Washington. Coach Sanders talked about that yesterday, the loss of your first-round NFL tackle, a 4th-round receiver, a 5th-round tight end. Like, all of that weaponry has not been easy to replace.
3rd and 6. Fifita on the run. He's got a 1st down, and he will crumple just short of midfield. The ball did come out, but he was blown dead. And so, Fifita, we mentioned earlier, his brother's name is Dash. He is a linebacker in high school. Rare is the day where you talk about a player who actually named his brother. But Noah Fifita was given the option by his parents to name his brother so he could be involved in being a sibling as that ball's on the ground. So Noah Fifita at age 3, 4, he said whatever he was, he loved the movie The Incredibles. And so he named his brother Dash for The Incredibles. Now the parents were like, you know what? We'll let him do that, but we're probably going to name him something else and put something else on the birth certificate. But as Dash was being born, he actually started to slip off the table as he was being delivered. The doctor caught him, and the family was like, you know what? He kind of dashed.
Pretty intuitive.
We're going with it. Second down. Fifita with a lot of time, and then he will break it down and turn it into a couple yards. How, in your time doing college football, how many times have you talked to players who have named their siblings?
Yeah, that'd be 0.
0.
Yep.
You feel for Noah Fifita because he really is a smart, bright, thoughtful young man who is just kind of in it right now.
And success came in a hurry last year.
Yeah.
I mean, to win 7 in a row and really be the guy spearheading so much of that with the people around you, and expectations go through the roof, and he's carrying the weight of them not meeting him this season.
Down he goes. Pressure coming from the far side from Okunlola.
Well, he had the rough in the passer earlier, and he ran right to the bench in frustration with it. And this time he just, he right off the jump. Wooten, the left tackle, the backup, can't get to him after 2 false starts. He's a little bit late off the ball. The pit transfer is not, and the sacks just keep on rolling.
Okunlola had 7 catches as a tight end in high school. You know how many yards they went for? 7 catches.
A lot.
Take a guess.
210.
222. Oh, that's a rumbling big guy. It's 31.5 yards a catch. On the return again, Jimmy Horn breaking free, and he is collared out of bounds. He didn't have to go 30-plus yards for this sack. Colorado is feeling it right now.
We want you to start every day with the charge you need. So we're giving you this home charger and covering the cost of standard installation. The Ford Power Promise. Electric vehicle confidence from day one.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs?
Fox College Football sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. The late, great Dick Tomey, football practice field named after him, and the team concept was what surrounded him and his aura here at Arizona. Dwayne Aquina has coached under so many greats. You asked him what attribute from all of them.
Yeah, he played for Don James as a quarterback in the late 70s, how thorough DJ was. For Tomey, he was a team builder. For Mack Brown, and really, Coach Aquina built DBU there at Texas. It was the relationships with the people, and over a decade there at Stanford as well. And it was David Shaw's ownership, man. He just constantly took responsibility for everything. Some good ones and a lot of knowledge for that man.
That Desert Swarm defense, so well known here. Did you know when we got here that that was sort of codified in the Canadian Football League the year that Dwayne Aquina was there, the Desert Swarm idea?
No idea. And you asked him about that season up in Saskatchewan because he'd been around so many of the others for so long. And he said it was up there in the Canadian Rockies that a lot of that double eagle front was really built.
Second and 7. And the throw. It is McMillan, and it's a first down. The Desert Swarm was developed in Canada.
It's the beauty of this game, right? Scheme can come from all different places. Yeah, the desert, the mountains, all of it combined together. And I played against that. I remember that defense vividly, the flex defense, the double eagle flex, and it was man, and they were in your face and came at you so aggressively.
The Teddy Bruschi's of the world that have come through here. Fifita again is decked. He gets sacked one more time. Arden Walker for the loss of 8.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You're right.
Well, now we're trying another right tackle. Right? I mean, that's just kind of what happens on a day like today. And Ryan Stewart is in there, a right tackle here, a transfer that's moved up and down the line. It was a tough afternoon for Mr. Wooten, so we just got to get somebody new in. And unfortunately, Arden Walker does to him what we have seen just about every Buffalo due to these Wildcats this afternoon.
Ryan Stewart out of lovely Mokina, Illinois. 2nd and 18. Fifita, you can see by his feet. He just feels the pressure immediately now after getting hit all day. 7 sacks. This throw to the sideline ends up with Silman Craig getting a hand on it. It'll be 3rd down.
Isn't that remarkable?
What's that?
It doesn't matter if you're Tom Brady or you're a junior high quarterback. When you get hit and you get hit and you get hit, it just impacts your feet and just your psyche. I mean, he is one tough hombre.
But right off the snap. You saw what I saw, right?
No, there's no question. I just watched it again in my little replay there, and those feet just start moving, right? You're just looking for that next punch that's coming at you from somewhere.
3rd down, clean pocket that time. It's Hunter over the middle, and Hunter stumbles his way to get upended and dropped. Colton Hood just turned him upside down, literally.
Yeah, it was Hood who had the big interception in the game against Kansas State a week ago, the Auburn transfer. I mean, those are the things you just were not seeing last year. Right, when you talk about last season, the 4-2 start, and obviously the great win against TCU and the win against Colorado State, but you weren't seeing this violent, impose our will, physical team. And that stuff carries, that travels. And it's traveled on the road really well here now a couple times in the Big 12.
Jimmy Horn on the return. You mentioned that Colorado State game last year. It went to overtime. There was an interesting exchange in the Sanders family regarding that overtime and their relationship that we'll tell you about when we come back to Tucson.
It all started with a small business idea.
It's a pillow with a speaker in it. That's right, Craig.
But Ohtani is that he's incredible, man. I mean, you could compare him to the Jordans and Tom Brady's of the world. That's who he is. He's doing things that we haven't fathomed.
Tomorrow on FS1. Thank you for the promo support, Coach. Don't miss Game 6 of the NLCS. The series goes back to L.A. Ohtani, Lindor, 7 Eastern, FS1. You know what Deion Sanders was doing 32 years ago tomorrow? You know what he's doing? No. 10-20-92. He was 3 for 4 in a World Series game. He's coaching football now at a very high level as Fifita rolls to the right and he throws downfield, and that is intercepted. Picked off by Hood. Colton Hood. Inside the 10.
You're going to see it right here, just eyes to the backfield, and you know it's happened for these DBs today. It's not the first route you got to cover. Right? You got the go route covered. Well, now here comes the playground, and I got to get out there, and I got to come back to the ball with better juice than the Arizona receiver did. And then, kind of like a week ago, nearly takes it all the way back to the house. Last week, the turf monster got him. This time, some effort there from Arizona. But back-to-back weeks, Mr. Hood is just making plays.
There was a face plant last week. There he slides inside the 10.
And I think maybe penalized for the helmet coming off.
That's what it is. And then that's going to be all for Shedeur Sanders. So Ryan Staub, who is 0 for 2 so far.
And for Fifita, unfortunately, a pick now in every game this season.
0 for 2 this year for Staub, by the way. He did have the one start at the end of the year last year against Utah as Offerdahl ends up at the 20-yard line. And the right move to get Shedeur Sanders out of the ball game.
I don't know how many people saw this one coming today like this. I mean, what an unbelievable effort from the Buffaloes defensively. And this is what you want. You want to get to the point where you can get some of your backups in. Sundays are development days. Well, Saturday in the fourth quarter has been a development day here for Prime and the Buffs.
Run it again. Offerdahl set up third down. And Shedeur Sanders and the Buffalo is going to play Cincinnati next week. They have a bye, then Texas Tech. But if he's going to play like this, and the 2 interceptions are whatever they are.
But here's the development. He was good today. He wasn't great. That was not his best game as a Buffalo, and you're up by 24.
Right.
That is like the best sign for the overall health of the program, that he doesn't have to do everything and put his cape on like he's had to for the last year and a half.
And the Zielinskis issue notwithstanding, please keep blowing the whistle directly into the microphone. It's great for everybody. The Zielinskis issue notwithstanding, the line has been good today for Colorado in pass protection. Would you not say?
Yeah, and I think just the awareness to pick up stunts and movement and get off the ball together. And it's been a bunch of them, right? We have seen 4 guards play today, a couple centers play today. It's been your 2 tackles that have kind of anchored things. But yes, I would say in totality, probably the best effort your O-line has had all season too.
And you're getting some depth from the receivers. Draylen Miller has a touchdown. Onavue as well has gotten some meaningful snaps as this field goal is good. It's 34-7. All right. We'll tell you about our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security. Saying, where's the aquatic life? There it is. Creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Yeah, that was a little the little push to get Augusta into the end zone there early. This was just a really well-designed little shovel pass. First touchdown of Draylen Miller's career. The continued development of Will Sheppard, 3 games in a row now with the touchdown. And Shedeur a time or two showing it off with his legs as well, that if you're going to lighten that box and you're going to cover everybody, I can score by myself as well.
And look, if the scores hold as they are, and Baylor does beat Texas Tech, they're up right now as we're looking at the scores during the break, you're going to end up losing one of those 3 unbeatens at the top of the Big 12. So it's BYU and Iowa State undefeated within the league. BYU still unbeaten overall. But, you know, Colorado's only got 1 loss in the league. It was last week. You never know with the way this team played today. If they can be this complete, they can still be a challenger to the Big 12 title.
Yeah, and to go on the road here in conference twice now and really take apart UCF and then just dismantle Arizona today. Impressive.
Patterson on the return. You look at the upcoming schedule for Colorado. I mentioned the bye coming up after the Cincinnati game. At Lubbock, home for Utah. It's certainly not easy games. At Kansas doesn't look the same as it did at the beginning of the year, and neither does the Oklahoma State game. There is a path there to go unbeaten still to close the year in the Big 12 after the K-State loss.
And I think for Deion and what he has kind of said a bunch, and he'll say it again in the press conference today, like, we're getting closer to putting it all together. At UCF, I felt like they did. They played such complimentary ball. And, you know, the Kansas State game, they got bludgeoned, right? Had the bye, and K-State just punched them right in the mouth. And today was a huge response, and kind of like that game in Orlando, just a total team effort.
Cole Tannenbaum is in as the quarterback. And Risano, would you say that it was hammer time last week in the Kansas State game? You said bludgeoned, but would you say they got hammered?
Wow.
Just hypothetically. Asking for a friend. How about that, MC Hammer here?
He's saying happy birthday, too legit to quit.
Good paraphraser. Cannot wait to see what Allison Williams has to add after this second down play. Risano. Allison, there's a marker in. You go ahead.
Guys, come on now. Biggest celebrity here. I mean, we see them at the Colorado games, but the biggest one here, MC Hammer, is on the Arizona sideline because he's really good friends with running backs coach Alonzo Carter, who was actually his choreographer and lead dancer from 1988 to 95. So the two are very good friends.
You can keep going, Allison.
I'll let him get the call, and I don't want to talk over anybody.
We couldn't hear it anyway.
I'll talk over you two, not
Thanks.
the officials. Come on now. But what's really cool, so I was talking to Coach Carter before the game, and I said, is there any similarities between like teaching people to dance and move and the footwork and coaching running backs? He said, actually, there is. There's a drill we do with quick feet, and then we slide for protection. It's called typewriter feet. And it's the dance move that he choreographed in the You Can't Touch This music video.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That is the story of the year. Awesome. How about that? That is awesome.
You think he puts the old Hammer videos on to show that?
He's got to. He's got to.
You think he still rocks the Hammer pants?
Yes.
Did you ever have the Hammer pants?
Sure. Yeah.
No,
absolutely. No, of course not. What do you think? No. MC Hammer, former bat boy with the Oakland Athletics, I believe. Is that true?
Say it with confidence. Don't ask a rhetorical question. Oh, no.
Oh, there goes the ball.
Oh, boy.
I think it's still loose. It's going the other way. That defensive line has played its tail off. That's Anquin Barnes Jr. involved in that. Brendan Gant as well, the linebacker from Tigertown in Lakeland, Florida.
You know, I think one of the keys, Jason, when you looked at that schedule in the Big 12 and you looked at this game today, is Colorado's got their dudes. And they're developing depth for Dion, right? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 D tackles that can play. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive ends that can play. A little bit thin at linebacker, and it's important that Hill Green and Bentley stay healthy. But in year number 2, it is different. The depth is different, and you're feeling that into the season.
Offerdahl scampers through. He's got a breakaway. Charlie Offerdahl to the 15-yard line. The Colorado native, former first-team All-State player in high school. He's a molecular, cellular, and developmental biology major, and he can run.
That is a really smart dude. That's all I know with all those majors. And he is looking for his first touchdown. How about that? The kid out of Dakota Ridge High School up in Littleton, Colorado, gets the biggest run yet of his career. And you know, with 2:46 to go, he's saying, man, come on. Let me find a way to get into that end zone. We sure inched a whole bunch closer.
Talking about the Oakland A's, he looks a little like Raleigh Fingers. Got the football mustache going on.
You know what I like too? 5'10", 185, but rocking the 44. I mean, usually the 44 is kind of like a linebacker number, right? Big old frame, Bosworth back in the day, but
I went to Syracuse, buddy. It's running backs.
There you go. But were they 5'10", 185?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You ever seen footage of Ernie Davis and Jim Brown?
Yeah, they were big physical men.
Right.
Yes.
That is Kaya Huwe, who is down, and he was in for the injured Manu. You talk about depth at linebacker, Brock.
Yep. You just talk about for Brent Brennan and this Arizona staff, like what is next? Like how many guys can we lose?
And to be clear, people tuning in, it's 34-7. We're talking a lot about Colorado, and rightfully so, because they've had a great day. But Brent Brennan and his staff did a marvelous job at San Jose State, which doesn't have this, decades-long pedigree of championship threats and all of that. But the injuries have just been so much for Arizona.
Just debilitating, and that's going to be a key in this Big 12 race, to be honest with you, when you look at the rest of the season. And you see it Utah, and obviously with Cam Rising and how much impact that has had on them. And the expectations here for this team is you see Manu just out of uniform. Tetaroa just not having the impact really since the season opener that he had a year ago as well. And injuries will go a long way to defining this Big 12 race.
Let's stop throw. He wants the end zone, and it's incomplete for Onavue. 2-minute timeout here in Tucson.
Sinner is going to be out of the British Grand Prix.
You won't remember my name. This is the last time you will see me at the top. I want to carry on, But not today. This is the point I give up. But not today. I want to carry on. You will see me at the top. This is the last time you won't remember my name.
Shedeur Sanders, another solid game, but an overall great effort by Colorado as they win dominantly on the road, 34-7, surpassing last year's win total with his 5th win of the season. Welcome inside our college town. This is better yet known as LA, Fox Football Extra Stars right out. Kansas State, West Virginia is coming up. He's Emmanuel Acho, Chris Peterson, Mike Hill hanging out with you. But until then, plenty to cover, including, I can't even watch y'all. Alabama has not been dominant ever since the first half of its win over Georgia. Another close game. They are trailing in the 4th quarter against Tennessee. Getting you ready for Kansas State. Avery Johnson just came off that big win, that comeback win against Colorado last week, trying to keep it rolling against West Virginia. Coming up next on Fox.